Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I'm walking along the old railway line which ran from Welwyn Garden City to Dunstable. Now you may have seen I've done two videos on this line before. I did a section where the railway leaves the East Coast main line at Welwyn Garden City, and I also did one at the old restored railway station at Wheat Hampstead. So what I'll do, I'll put links to them. Those ones will reappear on the page about an hour after this one, half an hour after this one. So today I've walked along the section from Wheat Hampstead to Harpenden. Now not all of it was accessible. I'm on the track bed now, as you can see, and you may be able to get the idea. I'm in a sort of a urban environment on the edge of Harpenden. As after the old railway station at Wheat Hampstead, on the other side of the road there was a section of embankment which I could access, and then after that through the Lee Valley it was all private. So, unable to walk along the track bed, I followed the Lee Valley path, which also goes up out of the Lee Valley and along the top of the hill, which did provide some quite attractive views. So I'll also post some pictures of that as well. So now back on the formation for a short section. I'm not doing quite such a long section today, just Wheat Hampstead to Harpenden, because the next section from Harpenden to Luton I'm going to do another day. I think that'll be more interesting, and I'd like to spend all day doing that. So today this is really just an afternoon's walk. It's only a couple of miles. I'm just coming up to a bridge now. So as I said before, we're on the edge of Harpenden walking along this old railway. This railway, it closed on the 26th of April 1965. Now it's most of the track bed, the other side of Wheat Hampstead, is hardly any of it's been built over, so it'd be nice to think that it could reopen maybe as far as Wheat Hampstead, give that little, or middle-sized village a railway station again. Whether that'll ever happen, I don't know. But now coming into Harpenden, as you can see, we're under a bridge. Now I don't know if you can see here, but we're now starting to go up a bit of a gradient. They filled the cutting in, so see as my head now is getting higher than the arch of the bridge. I'm not growing very fast, or probably not at all for that matter. I'm coming up where they've filled it in up a slope. So ahead of us, it's quite hard to tell it ever was a railway here. But looking that way, you can see the old bridge, and it was a railway. So what I want to show you now is the site of Harpenden East Station. Now you've got to remember, when this railway was built, the Midland Main Line hadn't been built, which serves Harpenden and Luton, and its main purpose was to give Luton a town. Give Luton a railway rather. Luton was the largest town in Great Britain that didn't have a railway station. So what happened was they built this branch from Welwyn Garden City to Luton, and there was also, this was built by the Great Northern Railway, I believe. The London North Western Railway also built a line to Dunstable. Well, this line actually went to Dunstable, but its main town to serve was Luton. So you had two railways running to Dunstable, and then when the Midland Main Line eventually opened, that took most of their custom. So this became more of a local line rather than a line from Luton with through trains to London. So we've now come up to here. This is looking towards Luton. Where we were a moment ago was just over there, where we came up the slope. This is a Kingdom Hall here. So the Kingdom Hall's car park is on a few feet above the former track bed. So now looking down through this housing estate, you may be able to see it's going to gradually slope down. When we get through this set of houses, we should be back down at the original track bed level, and that is the old site of Harpenden East Station, which I want to show you. Don't get too excited, it's not that exciting. It is now only a housing estate, but when I do these videos I do like to try and feature some of the former railway stations. So whether they're a nicely restored station with a wagon like Wheat Hampstead, or they are just a housing estate, or whatever they are, I do like to try and show you. So we're now just coming through this bit of housing estate here. When we get to the end of where these houses have been built, you can see the style changes. So this is like a dead end we go through this short alleyway just here, and then this takes us to the site of Harpenden East Railway Station. So just come through this here and into this area here. This is where the railway station would have been. So approximately here there'd have been a signal box. You can imagine two platforms running down there. The trains would have been steam until fairly late, because the line closed in 1965, but the last trains would have been diesel. Some of the diesels they actually used were diesel locos, which did most of their working life in Scotland, but when they were brand new they were put to work on some of these lines. So you would have had what later became a class 22 and class 26s, I think. I've seen pictures of working trains through here. So imagine the signal box there, platforms would have been here, and then eventually diesel multiple units took over for the final months, and then the platforms would have carried on this way, and there'd have been a goods yard just over there on the other side of where those trees are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Apologies I can't show you too much of an old railway, but we have followed the track bed, and at a later date I'm going to walk the railway from Harpenden up through Luton Hoo to Luton. So watch out for that one. That will come at some point in the next few weeks or months. So thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.